#1 primetime newscast in the country.
Good evening, I'm Dennis Richmond.
And I'm Leslie Griffith. It is Code Orange tonight. On the eve of the September 11th anniversary, the nation's security apparatus is at an extraordinary state of readiness. Today, the federal government increased the alert status of its color-coded terrorism warning system, the first such change since the system went into effect last year. And tonight, for what is reportedly the first time since the Cuban Missile Crisis 40 years ago, armed missiles have been moved into place to guard Washington, D.C. KTVU Channel 2 political editor Randy Shandobil begins our coverage.
To protect the Capitol, military Humvees moved into Washington today, some of them carrying Avenger surface-to-air missiles. The Pentagon has activated new radar systems in the Capitol. To protect passenger jets, every single Sky Marshal has been ordered to be on the job. For the first time since last year's terrorist attacks, today the Bush administration raised the terrorist alert level. It went from code yellow, or elevated, to code orange, high, the second highest alert level in the system. Attorney General John Ashcroft said that in just the last 24 hours, officials have learned from a senior al-Qaeda operative being held in an unnamed foreign country of specific imminent suicide attack threats, prompting the administration to, at least for now, close at least 10 embassies and consulates, mainly in the Middle East and Southeast Asia.
Information indicates that al-Qaeda cells have been established in several South Asian countries in order to conduct car bomb and other attacks on U.S. facilities. These cells have been accumulating explosives since approximately January of 2002 this year in preparation for these attacks.
There were no targets on American soil named by the al-Qaeda operative, but officials did not dismiss the possibility of attacks here at home. In fact, President Bush said today that new intelligence intercepts of terrorist chatter have been eerily reminiscent of last year.
The threats that we have heard recently remind us of the pattern of threats we heard prior to September the 11th.
As a precaution, Vice President Cheney canceled a Washington speech tonight. And once again, government officials have moved Cheney into hiding.
For individual Americans, every citizen, we know this is a very sobering announcement.
Homeland Security Advisor Tom Ridge recommended that parents discuss emergency communication plans with their children, that employers remind their workers of emergency plans.
I don't think America needs to be reminded that we are at war.
Despite the ominous warnings, the White House press secretary said today that President Bush is asking Americans to take only a few specific actions.
The president thinks the American people should absolutely take specific actions, and those specific actions are to live their lives.
Live their lives, honor those who were killed last year, and be alert, says the White House, report anything suspicious to authorities. In Oakland, political editor Randy Shandobil, KTVU Channel 2 News.
In response to the federal alert, local law enforcement authorities are stepping up their security measures here in the Bay Area. Channel 2's Julie Haener is in San Francisco with a live report on what's being done. Julie.
Dennis, the California Highway Patrol joined National Guard troops late today in an effort to secure the Golden Gate Bridge. At this hour, teams of CHP officers are stationed at both approaches to the bridge on the lookout for any kind of suspicious activity.
What are you carrying?
Mechanical, electrical, maintenance, and repair products.
Okay, do you have your manifest with you? Your load? Paperwork?
Even though state officials say there is no known threat against the Golden Gate Bridge, the CHP is monitoring buses and stopping all commercial vehicles so officers can inspect them.
We've done this on several other occasions on the Golden Gate Bridge, and it's just essentially to ensure that we're doing all that's reasonable and appropriate to ensure the public safety and the security of the bridge.
The heavily armed Coast Guard is also keeping a close eye out for possible terrorist activity. Extra crews are now out on patrol monitoring cargo ships on the bay.
You'll see even more Coast Guard boats on the water. You'll see more Coast Guard, more frequent aerial patrols than normal, and they were already stepped up.
And if you ride BART, get ready for even more security. Transit officials say they too are responding to the federal government's announcement and are implementing additional safety measures. Among the precautions commuters can expect, transit authorities will increase train monitoring and station inspections. In addition, BART station agents will only operate elevators upon request and keep all bathrooms system-wide locked up. Many Bay Area residents say they welcome the heightened security measures.
When I first saw it, I actually felt really glad that they're doing that because, you know, it's better safe than sorry.
Federal buildings around the Bay Area will also have extra security measures in place through tomorrow. U.S. Marshals we talked with tonight would not reveal the details of those safety precautions because they said they don't want to compromise their efforts. Reporting live at the Golden Gate Bridge Toll Plaza, Julie Haener, KTVU Channel 2 News.
Julie, thank you. Anniversary, hundreds of people around the Bay Area tonight began to gather to remember the day that changed America. KTVU Channel 2 reporter Lloyd LaCuesta is in Oakland with more on tonight's events. Lloyd?
Dennis, about 300 people representing various East Bay peace groups held a vigil at Oakland's Lake Merritt tonight. They carried peace lanterns, a tradition from Japan. Such lanterns were used to remember the victims of the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in World War II. The theme of tonight's service was, "Our grief is not a cry for war."
We do want to commemorate the loss of life on September 11th, but we also want to remember those who have died around the world through war and militarism and violence before September 11th and since then also.
And in San Francisco tonight, an interfaith prayer service was held for the anniversary of September 11th. Members of Catholic, Jewish, Buddhist, Muslim, Greek Orthodox, and Christian faiths participated. Also, as part of the memorial, they marched on Brotherhood Way, returning to Thomas More Church, which will remain open until the time tomorrow when the first tower of the World Trade Center was hit.
This is our home. We care for everybody who lives here, and that is why we are here tonight, to express the grief that was felt by the American Muslims on September 11th in New York and all the people who suffered with it.
At Fremont City Hall tonight, about 30 members of the American Muslim Alliance gathered to hold a candlelight service. The year since September 11th resulted in discrimination and some hate crimes against Muslims.
It is very important for our fellow Americans to think that, you know, we are part of this country and their loss is our loss. This is our country. We are united.
The American Muslim Alliance said they held their service tonight because tomorrow they will join with fellow Americans to observe September 11th together. Live in Oakland, Lloyd LaCuesta, KTVU Channel 2.